I thought that rather than giving some of this introductory material in the lecture and wasting valuable time looking at rather mundane issues, that I'd record a bit of an introduction to body, mind, and medicine, which you could watch in your own time, preferably before the first lecture. So here it is, my introduction to body, mind, and medicine, a dissection with some general information for you. And this is me. This is me with rather longer hair. Unfortunately, I was made to cut my hair by my teenage daughter, who didn't approve of me looking like an old hippie. But this was pretty much the best photo that I could find of me. So a little brief introduction. Why am I doing this? Well, I believe that medicine is one of the most important institutions that we come face to face with in our day-to-day lives. I think to understand the nature of our world, it's important that we understand the nature of medicine. And this is what this subject's about. A subject that's aimed at everybody. Hopefully if you go into the medical profession, it's going to help you there. But even if you're just a patient, or you suffer from various illnesses or conditions, or you have other kinds of connections with the institution of medicine, this subject is going to help you understand the world that you live in. I'm so interested in medicine. That's why I've become a historian of medicine. It's something that deeply fascinates me and motivates me. Now, not many of you probably know this, but the fact is that Melbourne has these things called graduate attributes. These are the things that the university envisages that you will embody when you come out at the end of your degree. It's, if you like, their kind of mission statement that describes their ideal product, you being the product. These are the things that you can really sell to employers, really sell to other people as well. So this is what the university expects you to be. Firstly, academically excellent. Well, that goes without saying. You've all got into Melbourne with your high ATARs and what have you. You would expect to be in an institution that encourages academic excellence, and we certainly do. We do on this subject. On top of which, there's this idea that you should be knowledgeable across disciplines. Disciplines emerged between, I'd say, the 17th and the 19th century. Medicine itself is a discipline. History is a discipline. Sociology, anthropology, they're all disciplines. Disciplines usually have a particular way of knowing that is restricted to a particular discipline. So if you're a historian, you've got a historian's way of knowing. If you're taking biomedicine, you've got the biomedical way of knowing. These are the ways that we think about and understand the world, the theories that we use to explain them, all those kind of things. Now, Melbourne, like many other institutions, doesn't think that's enough. It believes that you should be able to understand the world from a multidisciplinary perspective, using a variety of different lenses to interpret the world. And that's basically what uni breadth is about, university breadth is about. Leaders in the community, well, we can argue about how leaders in the community might be trained, but I would hope that through doing subjects like body, mind and medicine, you will get good ideas about how you might transform the world. Attuned to diversity. We live in a multicultural society. Some people don't like it, but it's the world that we live in. I love it. I used to live in Hackney. I think there was something like 137 different languages spoken in Hackney, an area of east and north and east London. It's a vibrant society where people learn from each other, and that's what Australia is. It's a multicultural society, and it's something that we have to be attuned to. We have to come from whatever culture that we've come from and understand the other cultures around us, understand the different needs of different cultures. And again, in terms of what we do in body, mind and medicine, I would hope that we look at, say, the way that biomedicine, which has emerged from a particular Western way of thinking, how that has transformed the world, but also how there are other ways of thinking about the body and mind in sickness and health that aren't biomedical, that might come from different cultures. We can think of, for example, Chinese medicine or Ayurvedic medicine from India. These are different ways of understanding health, different ways of understanding disease, and different ways of understanding the body. So in Body, Mind and Medicine, we very definitely try and address the issue of diversity and how biomedicine is just one way of actually looking at the body and mind. Active global citizens, another of our very ambitious graduate attributes. But the hope is, again, that you take what you learn and you take it out into the world to transform the world, to make the world a better place, to understand the world's problems. Now, the subject structure is pretty simple. We got the 2 lectures a week. The lectures will be recorded for audio and screen capture and distributed through the ecosystem. And we'll be posting the slides up after the lectures usually. Some people do it before, some people do it after. I know a lot of you like the idea that the lectures would go up, the slides would go up before. Personally, I like you to either be able to make your own notes independently or to sit back and enjoy the lecture and then maybe take the notes later when you review the recordings. So anyway, if you can't come to lectures, which is a shame because I would encourage you to come, we hope that there are performances, you will be able to get the materials if you can't be there in person. Now the lecturer coming up, the marvellous Professor Joel Eigen, he doesn't do technology for very good reasons. He's one of the best lecturers that you'll ever see in your life, and he stands there and he talks and he writes to whiteboard and you will be entranced. But this does of course mean that there won't be any slides for Joel's lecture, there won't be any screen capture, there will however be audio. 10 tutorials, as I've said before in my announcements, starting in week 2. The last one running in week 11. There's a 75% attendance hurdle in terms of attending those tutes. Obviously, you don't have to attend lectures. We don't take a roll for lectures. We don't have those high-tech clickers that people have in biomedicine. But we do take a role for tutorials, and the expectation is that you will attend the tutorials. We do a lot of work in them. We work on the collaborations. We do a lot of things that really enlighten you as to the course content, structure and themes and help you explore it in terms of your own journey through body, mind and medicine. Obviously, you can't attend 7.5 tutes. Well, you could, but that would be a little bit annoying. We tend to round it up to 8 tutes out of 10. Now, if you're having trouble attending tutes, if there are issues why you can't attend, please get in touch with your tutor or me, the subject coordinator, and we'll work something out. Basically, you can get a form of special consideration if there are reasons why you can't attend a tute and you're likely to drop below the hurdle requirement. The course, or I should say subject information, is all available through the LMS, and I'll be doing another instructional video screen capture to illustrate what's on the LMS. And of course, we also run a Facebook page, the idea being that Facebook is a really good platform to distribute links. I'll post links up there. I'll be reading something like The Guardian or the New York Times or the New Scientist, and I'll put a link up there and you can go and follow the link and see what you make of it. I'd really like to make it less passive than that. If you've got something that you want to say, then I would encourage you to say it. I'd encourage you to put it out there on Facebook. This is a really, really good way of engaging. And I'll move on to part 1 in a moment, part 2 in a moment. I'll end it there for now. and I'll come back later for part 2.